crypto and blockchain trends in between cycles.
Morning. I guess everyone can hear me. First of all, thank you so much for the intro, and thank you so much everyone for coming. The discussion topic today, or the panel, is really interesting topic, as we've seen the cycles and the trends in the blockchain obviously been changing. Lots of up and downs, lots been going through, so we're going to go through a few points today. Joining me here, the esteemed panelists, we have Gabriel, we have Alex. So we're going to start with a quick intro. They will introduce themselves, and obviously they're going to introduce their companies, and from there on we will talk about a few points, and at the end we're going to have a few questions from the audience if they have any as well. So I'll start with myself. So my name is Tejinder. I'm the CCO of Finixio. We are the world's biggest, one of the biggest digital marketing firm. We work with a lot of different brokers. Yeah, you can obviously Google the rest. I don't want to bore you with that. So moving on to Gabriel.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Alex, for joining me in this wonderful panel. I come from Brazil, and at Auzza Capital, we're pretty much solving the problem for early real estate development by tokenizing real estate. And as you can imagine, that's a problem, because real estate investors, when they hear the word blockchain, they will run to the mountains, because they are trying to avoid this new and hyped things. I mean, the usual real estate investor, it's someone who will want security, will want not to invest in different things. And I think that's a general problem for this cycle, this crypto winter, and that's something that I would like to talk more about. My thesis is that we should make blockchain and crypto disappear, because the infrastructure is there, and probably it's more appealing to talk about the use cases rather than using the hype. I think we were used to using the word blockchain and getting good attention, and now I think what we have is the attention that diverts from the meaningful conversation, which is what this technology can actually do for its users, for the economy, and for businesses.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today for this early morning. I hope today we will discuss the interesting topics, and maybe we can explain you a bit about something interesting in between cycles, and what's going on today with the crypto as well, and with the technology, and which products, projects, and how you can use crypto and blockchain in your real life or in business segments as well. I think we can start.
Perfect. Thank you for the introduction, guys. Really appreciate it. So the first question of the day, obviously it's really early, so let's go easy. There's a lot of tokens, there's a lot of crypto coins that's out there, what we call the blue chip ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then there's a lot of new ones that are launching every day. So what do you guys think, or what do you believe, what type of tokens will do really well in future, and what's the future looking for the new tokens coming in the market?
Well, thanks for that. So it's an easy, hard question. So what will happen to tokens? So as I said, I think a good, maybe a good strategy and a good thing would be for blockchain to disappear. So you have central banks' digital coins coming up. You have more infrastructure than ever. So probably the future of tokens is to untokenize, to be like regular securities or digital assets, but not tokens. And in that sense, I think enhancing the use cases for what we call tokens today is the great challenge. How can we build tokens into our everyday uses? How can we use blockchain and IoT, tokenizing the overall experience with microeconomic transactions. Those things, I think, are the future, and the more seamless they are, the more we don't think we're using tokens, I think the more we succeeded.
Right, I agree with your thoughts. But also, I think in previous 2 years, we've seen a big change in crypto and token, different types of token. For example, is a good example NFTs that appears a few years ago, and now this is like a mass adoption for users and bring a lot of new users in crypto. And therefore, it is a bit difficult to expect something new in 2 years. I hope we will see a big change as well in 2 years. In my opinion, we will see big changes in gaming industry, because tokens is a good idea for gaming, like a proof of rights for the character, proof of rights for the attributes, and you can transfer attributes from one game to another or sell it. Therefore, I hope we will see big changes there in this industry, as well as changes in industry like in real estate or green energy, like a proof for green energy as well, and the different financial solutions just for earning new money, and work with the staking, farming, decentralized exchanges as well. Therefore, it will be great if we can see a mass adoption with some kind of these tokens that users, regular users, can understand how they work and how they can use it in their real life.
Okay, obviously, Alex, you mentioned about mass adoption, so let's talk a little bit about that. What do you think we're missing for the mass adoption, or do you believe the mass adoption is already here?
I think it is a bit difficult for regular user understand how tokens, which tokens different, and how they can use it in different projects. For example, ERC standard tokens, they can be used in different types of, for example, games, like 7-to-1 tokens and so on. So, as for me, I think each blockchain have to provide a lot of educational activities and a lot of educational materials for users, just to bring them and arrange them to their blockchain to use their token and work with their blockchain. This is the main thing.
Okay. Gabriel?
Well, I think the main, I totally agree, and I think one key element there is UX. So user experience. So we have some improvements with the new ERC. I forgot the actual number of it, and I think we're through trial and error we're improving that. But I really do think that mass adoption will come in talking about DeFi, for instance, like in a CDeFi-like environment. So, with blockchain being infrastructure, decentralized infrastructure for new kinds of businesses. So not to direct user, to direct person, but to businesses that will use this platform to leverage new kinds of offerings and new opportunities. And then they can translate it better to the end user. Because if you think about it, half of the world's population still have trouble accessing the internet. So how are we going to mass adopt a technology that's new even for hardcore internet users if still half of the world is still going through problems using regular old school digital products? So those end of the line and last mile companies, they will probably have a key role in mass adoption.
Okay, that's brilliant. I'd like to also share one point on this, because I think I'm the only, call it, the positive guy. So I actually believe the mass adoption is already here. Like, I would also like to ask audience this question: how many of us here got Apple devices? An iPhone? Pretty much the whole auditorium. Great. Now, think about this for a second. So Apple got Apple Pay, you have Apple Wallet, you got Apple News, you got Apple Music, you got Apple. What do you go else? Sorry? Yeah. So the whole Apple network itself at the moment is obviously it's all in your phone. It's everything connected with your email. Now imagine that email just get changed to a blockchain address, which obviously you don't see, but obviously if you want to get a payment, you just send the blockchain address. There's over 1 billion Apple users in the world at the moment, and only 160 million wallets on blockchain. So if Tim Cook tomorrow just decide he want to switch, and you can buy Bitcoin with Apple Pay, that's it, that's mass adoption there. So that's just my views again. Do your own research. So Gabriel, obviously you mentioned a big word, DeFi. It's a big hype, DeFi versus CeFi. Which one is better, why? So what do you think, or what do you guys believe the significant DeFi projects out there that we should keep an eye on?
Well, so first of all, I think CBDCs are going to be key in that, because then you can move from the money that you're used to dealing with seamlessly in and out of DeFi applications. So I think CBDCs will be will not be a competitor for traditional cryptocurrencies, but it will be a boost for them, because you could wrap, like, for instance, the digital real is coming into reality next month. So it's really close. I mean, and so traditional finance will be able to meddle with DeFi, but also fintechs will be able to create new offerings and new products based on that. And that kind of transposition, I think, from being a technology that users have to understand, from being a platform in which new businesses will build new business models, I think that's very exciting for DeFi. I mean, think about automated money markets or liquidity pools, what they could do to regular businesses, and what could happen if fintechs like Nubank in Brazil, which has over 100 million users, could explore those use cases.
As for me, first of all, it is a good idea to call everything that's going in under the Web3 as a DeFi, decentralized finance, because the regular user can compare a centralized financial system with a decentralized financial system and see the advantages of the decentralized world. And regarding the projects under the DeFi direction, I think today a lot of Web3 projects are going to the financial sector, financial direction, everything regarding decentralized exchanges, staking, farming as well, lending, borrowing protocols, and so on. So it's for me, for now, interesting to follow projects and products that are going to, that have a good roadmap for the few years. And you can start with them from scratch and follow them at each step and see how they evolve and develop their product and work with their community and discuss with their community what's going wrong, or which benefits they can get from this product and which advantages they can get from using of this product. So it is the main recommendation to use projects that can help you work in your business or in your life. For example, financial projects or no, but you have to use these products. The second, you should follow projects with a good and huge community to discuss with other people everything about this product. And the third, I think it is a good to follow projects at the early stage from scratch to see all their life cycle.
Okay, and taking on from that, obviously, there's another big buzzword at the moment, NFTs. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around it, a lot of youngsters getting involved with that. What do you think the future of NFT will be?
Well, so future of NFTs. Again, I think the future of NFTs is we forgetting that they are NFTs. Like digital identity and managing, the metaverse. So I think as I said, we already have mass adoption. I tend to agree that we're getting there. We're in the tipping point of that curve. And I think we're already in the metaverse. So we just don't have good UI yet. Right. And probably not Oculus, but most of the time we're not here. We're elsewhere. We're in WhatsApp or Instagram. We're not in the room we're in. We're somewhere else. Through our phones, through our computers. So that's the metaverse. If you look at Neil Stephenson's novel, Snow Crash, that's the definition. Like the character was not in the place, it was somewhere else. That's why he used the word metaverse. So I think NFTs will have a key role for that, for everything that we hold dear in that dimension that we are already in, but we didn't realize we made this switch.
Okay. Alex?
Totally agree with you. And I always revert to the topic of regular users and mass adoption as well. And in my opinion, NFT is a good way to explain regular users how crypto works and why they have to use tokens and how they can use it. But today, as I see, a lot of people understand NFT as images or pictures, but NFT not only about it, it's also about music, about different type of arts, about tickets to the conference as well. It is a great opportunity to use NFT as a ticket, and about rewards as well. So I think NFT can join our future in a good way, but can bring a lot of new users to the crypto field and explain them how to use crypto in their regular life, to go to the conference, to the gallery, for example, and so on.
Okay, perfect. And well, the last question for today, again, I guess we're going to have to address the elephant. The compliance and regulation in the crypto and blockchain sector. Obviously, 2022 started with Luna, then followed on with Celsius, and obviously we've seen FTX recently. What do you think we need to secure the everyday or the normal investor?
Do you mean about regulation? Yeah. So that's a tough one. I think, so from one side we have FTX, from the other side we have SVB. So traditional banking regulation didn't get it as well. And apparently they did nothing wrong. They just, they just didn't manage their risk really well. On the contrary of FTX. So I think regulation is there. It's a key part for mass adoption. It brings people that are outside of the conversation into the conversation, because you have to talk to them to actually enhance regulation. And also, we, in multiple senses, we are already regulated by laws that weren't made for us, for blockchain. But everything is regulated. It's just that the regulations that apply were not thought of and were not built for this industry. So we have to deal with regulation and adapt that regulation into better laws, better rules, that will allow us to do the incredible things that we can do. So in Brazil, for instance, we have new legislation that it's a great improvement in that area. We have MiCA in the EU. We have the Biden working group producing papers and things that are not looking quite as gloomy as we all thought when we thought about regulation. So I think it's the flip side of having that mass adoption. I mean, we're getting to users, we're becoming a critical infrastructure for many good things, and then with that, regulation will ensue. Will there be bad regulation? Of course. There's always bad regulation in all areas. But if we organize ourselves and we do good advocacy for that, I think good regulation will be the most predominant case rather than just simply bad regulation. I'm optimistic in that sense.
Awesome. To be honest, all we are talking here about can change in a few years or maybe in a few months as well. So it is interesting topics for now, for today. As for me, I'm in crypto already more than 7 years, and when I became to crypto were about anonymously as well and without regulation. And it was interesting to be in crypto, just to work with different services and have your money anywhere you want without regulation and other aspects. But from year to year we see that regulation become to us closer, as well as mass adoption. So as many regulations we see in crypto, so as many people we see in crypto as well. And now we see a trend when users don't like to use products without KYC, for example, or without regulation, without licenses as well. So it is, as for me, it is a necessary part in our future and in products' future to be regulated, to have licenses, to provide, to have KYC procedure and AML procedure as well for users, just to become a big product and arrange a big audience for their products. I believe we will see anonymously products as well without regulation, but a bit as a small part of this industry. It's not about mass adoption, it's mostly about the geeks who would like to use services without sending their data and their personal data as well. But as I mentioned, regulator is a necessary part to become a mass adoption in our near future.
And just a quick add, you can always hack regulation. For instance, we are licensed as a bond issuer, a regular bond issuer in Brazil, but we use blockchain. And so you can hack regulation in many ways.
Well, that's the end of the panel discussion. And is there any questions from the audience? If not, I would like to thank my panelists and obviously everyone for coming as well. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Cheers.
Thank you, Mario.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.